Welcome back. Today we will be talking about run-on sentences. This activity is for 4th through 8th grade. All right, let's take a look at this sentence. What's wrong with this sentence? Let me read it to you. The sun shines on the swaying trees. The leaves look like glittering coins. What's wrong with that sentence? Let me read it again. The sun shines on the swaying trees. The leaves look like glittering coins. Well, this is a typical run-on sentence. We have too many words in this sentence. We need to split this sentence into two. So where should we split this sentence? Where should we put a period to make this into two sentences? The sun shines on the swaying trees. The leaves look like glittering coins. Which word should we put the period after? If you said trees, you're right. So we should put a period after the word trees. So it should read like this. The sun shines on the swaying trees, period. The leaves look like glittering coins. That is a much better couple of sentences instead of just one run-on long sentence. Let's try this one. Is this sentence correct? Blackbirds travel in large flocks. They eat earthworms. What do you think? Is this sentence correct? Or do we need to add a period somewhere? Is this a run-on sentence? I'll read it again. Blackbirds travel in large flocks. They eat earthworms. This is a run-on sentence. If you guessed that it's a run-on sentence, you're right. Where should we put a period to separate this into two sentences? Read it again to yourself and decide where should we put the period. If you said after the word flocks, you're right. So it would read like this. Blackbirds travel in large flocks, period. They eat earthworms. That sounds much better than one long run-on sentence. Let's practice another. Is this sentence correct? Vivian sat quietly reading a novel. The dog sat at her feet. We have a period here. Is this where the period should go? After the word novel? Yes, the period should go after the word novel. So we have two sentences. This is correct. Vivian sat quietly reading a novel. The dog sat at her feet. Let's try another one. Is this correct? The audience cringed. Loud squeaks came from the violin. Correct? Or do we need to add a period somewhere? You're right, we need to add a period somewhere. This is a run-on sentence. There are too many words, we need to add a period. So let me read it again and you decide where we should put the period. The audience cringed. Loud squeaks came from the violin. Which word should we put the period after? If you said after the word cringed, you're right. The audience cringed, period. Loud squeaks came from the violin. That would be correct. Let's practice this one. Is this sentence correct? The birds perched by a window, they sang a melody. What do we think about this sentence? Is this a run-on sentence? It is a run-on sentence. Let me read it again, and I want you to decide where we should put the period. The birds perched by a window, they sang a melody. After which word should we put the period? If you said after the word window, you're correct. It would read, the birds perched by a window, period. They sang a melody. That would be correct. That sounds better. How about this sentence? Is this correct? I could sing every day. I love it. So now we have some exclamation points instead of periods. Are they in the right places? I could sing every day. I love it. Yes, these two sentences are correct. Let's try another. I like sports. My favorite is soccer. Is this sentence correct? No, this sentence is not correct. We need to add a period. This is a run-on sentence. So where are we going to add a period? Let me read it again. I like sports. My favorite is soccer. After which word are we going to put the period? If you said after the word sports, you're right. So it should read like this. I like sports, period. My favorite is soccer. That makes sense. Let's practice this sentence. I would love to skydive. I am afraid of heights. How could we change this sentence? We could add a word to this sentence instead of a period. I would love to skydive. I am afraid of heights. Let's add the word but in this sentence. Where could the word but go in this sentence to make this sentence correct? I would love to skydive. I am afraid of heights. If we put the word but after skydive, this sentence would make a lot more sense. It would say, I would love to skydive, but I am afraid of heights. That makes much more sense. Let's try this one. Blackbirds travel in large flocks. They eat earthworms. We've seen this sentence already. Where are we going to put the period? This is a run-on sentence. We need to add a period. Where is the period going to go in this sentence? Blackbirds travel in large flocks. They eat earthworms. If you said after the word flocks, you're correct. So it would read like this. Blackbirds travel in large flocks, period. They eat earthworms, period. So what did we learn today? Well, we learned that when two or more sentences are joined together incorrectly, we call them run-on sentences. So we need to fix them to be correct. We can fix a run-on sentence by adding a period or another word, like the skydive example. So run-on sentences need to be fixed by adding another word or by putting punctuation, a period, an exclamation point, a question mark, something like that. So watch your sentences when you're writing. Make sure you're not writing run-on sentences. And that's all for today. I hope you learned all about run-on sentences, and we'll see you next time. Bye.